Hi guys, Riyo David here. I am an actor, a Nigerian actor, filming globally, very importantly, and I am on Spotlight.
Wait for the phone.
Okay. Okay, so I grew up in this beautiful space somewhere in Calabar, and then the kids there, when our parents go to work, we gather at our house, and we just somehow find like little change there, 20 naira, 10 naira, and then we'll go buy biscuits and now start playing drama. Mom, Papa. I enjoyed being the child because that's where you get fed, you know, because they have to give you biscuits. Mommy, give me. That's my earliest memory of acting. However, after that, I think maybe it was about the same time, but I still remember doing role plays. So I would watch wrestling, and then I'll take my sister's scarf, towel my head, use powder, and then guess who's that? Hulk Hogan. I pull up, and then I started doing, and that's when I started training myself to do the eyebrow thing. Guess who's that? D-Rock. That's one of my favorite wrestlers of all times. I think that's my earliest memory of acting. I studied theatre arts, so I did schooling in University of Calabar, Unica. I'm a Malabite. So I did the stage thingy, and oh my God, I wish they had asked a different question about my first on-screen acting experience. So, some guy in the third year in the department, I was in first year, yeah, say he wanted to shoot a film. And the second year, I think, says he wants to shoot a film. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited. My very first on-screen thing, let's go for it. And I go, and then they said I was going to double as a P. I'm like, say what? However, here comes the scene where it's a crowd scene, the king had just died, and then we're moving. And then I remember, I was so happy. You know, we're putting us in chunks. If you're in the middle, you know you won't be seen. So I struggle to be at the extreme. So that the camera will just pass me when it's going. So then I saw myself walk through the camera. I was so happy. Film comes out. I'm telling everyone, yo, I made it. I'm in something. Let's go. And then I gather my guys for the premiere. We go sit down there. Guess what happens? What shows on screen? The back of my head. Yeah? I'm like, say what? I'm like, guys, that's me. You know that thing where DiCaprio do? I'm like, that's me. That's me. And I'm like, bro, look at the ear now. Doesn't it match? That is me. I'm sorry, but yeah. I came to Lagos in, I think, 2018, and I was doing presenting, and I said, you know what? I wasn't fulfilled. This is not what I want to do. So I resigned from my job in 2019, and then I started off again. But I'd done something in Lagos in 2017, just 2 films. So imagine coming to Lagos to say you're an actor and you're moving everywhere with your CV for 6 to 8 months. Nobody even said, come and do Waka Pass. And then I did one thing, and that thing, I was so sure that when this film comes out, like, people can't pass on me. I was so sure. Film came out, people passed on me. Oh my God, what's going on? My confidence, you gave me this talent. It was a whole lot, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I have to pursue this squarely. Things started looking up in 2019. I'm like, I'm gonna quit my job. I did because I really wasn't finding satisfaction. I enjoyed my time there. It helped groom me. I got more comfortable in front of the camera, working as a presenter, because that's something I felt like young actors should actually learn. Be comfortable in front of the camera so your eyes don't dart left and right when you're filming. So when that happened, I was like, oh, I'm grateful. You know what? I'm going to leave. I'm just going to go ahead and just be just an actor. And then I resigned in 2019. And the rest, like they say, it's not history because it's still being written. It's bliss. My new film is To Adaego With Love. It's in cinemas right now. What I enjoy much about this and how the challenges happened for me as both a performer and an actor is the fact that I was going to be representing a time that I never was born in, right? Because it's a period piece. Challenges I faced was trying to be in keeping with the mannerisms of the time and the conversation and the speech of the time, because, I mean, then you would not hear them say like, you get what I mean? And then also I had to pull up the Hausa accent. And more importantly, the film challenged me in sense of where Nigeria is today and how Nigeria was back then. I was challenged first off as a human being and as a Nigerian, because it was a question of how much of my history do I know that I can bring to bear in this project, right? It's easy to play a banker. I can easily walk into a bank, study a banker, call up a banker friend, have conversations with him. But I don't know anyone closely that had gone through that war period or post that I could have conversations with. So I was left to YouTube and books. Right, there was a country, Chebe, and then I started watching different accounts from both foreign and Nigerian press on how the war went, and I thought of how I was going to embody this at the time. However, something came in handy for me, and which is music. I'm a fan of the old days. Like, I really enjoy playing old music. I'm a big Fela fan. I love Osita Osadebe, Oliver the Kokwe. It's the coke one. I remember a friend called it that way, and it just made me laugh. I said, I was gonna put in jokes every time I could. Oliver the Coke, Junior and Pretty, Wami Onyeka Onwenu, Christy Esieni Kokwe, and the list goes on. Like that days I just dedicate the entire day listening to these guys. So for me, the film was a way to connect with these people. I love to live vicariously, right? And hey, that's why I'm an actor, I guess. So this film made me get into the world of that era, especially when I stepped into most of the sets. I'm seeing relics and seeing things from when I was born. It even reminded me a little bit of my childhood because, hey, I'm a 90s baby, I'm a millennial, come on. Clock it. I was going to be acting, not like I shared scenes with them, but I was going to be acting with the greats. I felt honored for a bit, for the largest actually. I felt honored. Performing alongside Mommy Onyeka Onwenu, Uncle Bob Manuel, Auntie Choma, Chubuka, and there's another man, Sidney Diala, Uncle Sidney Diala. I love love, and I am also a people's person. So I'm just saying that if you're seeing this, you can approach me any day, anytime. You always get a warm smile. Welcome to the world of Riyo David. My favorite thing about Nollywood is the fact that it's looking up thanks to enterprises and production houses, especially like Katung Films, right? I think that the fact that Nollywood has brilliant minds that are looking out for the survival of not just cinema but good films, I think that's my favorite thing about Nollywood.
That's my outtakes.